All right, guys. So we have another super woke revolutionary athlete that is protesting the national anthem. Okay, and you would think that they would have learned their lesson. Okay, you would think that these athletes would be smart enough to say, okay, the NBA got boycotted. Okay, the NFL basically got boycotted because they were disrespecting the national anthem, and because people who watch these sports, the customers, don't want to see it. Maybe this might not be the best way to conduct business. Okay, maybe it might not be what we should be focused on here, right? If I really want to help my community, maybe I should, show some respect for the flag and don't bite the hand that feeds you. But no, some of these athletes just don't learn their lesson. Okay, and this time we have an Olympic athlete, hammer thrower Gwen Berry, turns away from the flag while the national anthem plays at trials. She says that she, quote, feels like it was a setup. So let's read here. For the past week, the national anthem has played one time per evening at the U.S. Olympic track and field trials. On Saturday, the song happened to start with outspoken activist Gwen Berry was standing on the podium after receiving her bronze medal in the hammer throw. While the music played, Berry placed her hand over her hip and fidgeted. She took a quarter turn so she was facing the stands, not the flag. Towards the end, she plucked up her black t-shirt with the words activist athlete emblazoned on the front and draped it over her head. Okay, so I tried my best to find a video of her doing this. Unfortunately, I could not actually find the video. Maybe I'll find it before I finish editing this video. But as of recording of this video, I have not found a video of her doing it. But there are pictures of her doing this, okay? She says, quote, I feel like it was a setup and they did it on purpose. Berry said of the timing of the anthem, I was pissed, to be honest. Wait, so the anthem had been playing all week, and when it started to play, it seems like she got triggered, right? She felt like she got caught off guard, right? This is what I'm talking about. How these lefties get so triggered by anything remotely American. Oh my God, the flag. Oh, say, oh my God, no, I can't listen to that. I can't. If you see anything or you hear anything that has to do any type of patriotism or honor in America, these woke revolutionaries, they just get triggered, man. They really do, right? It's crazy. It's like clockwork, man. Berry's reaction to the Star Spangled Banner was as noticeable as anything on the track on a blazing hot Saturday, the second to last day at the U.S. Olympic trials, with temperatures reaching 101 degrees on the field. Diana Price won the event with a throw of 263 feet, 6 inches, which was nearly 7 feet longer than Berry's throw. Sounds like Berry needs to focus on getting her game up. Even though, she's an Olympian, right? She's one of the best in the world, but I'm just saying, you might want to focus on the competition. You know what I'm saying? Price broke the meet record on 4 of her 6 throws, and the last 2 of those throws also broke the American record. Second place belonged to Brooke Anderson, while Berry grabbed the third spot by a scant 2 inches over Janie Casavoy. Berry, headed to her second Olympics, has promised to use her position in Tokyo to keep raising awareness about social injustices in her country. I don't know about that. Apparently, they banned BLM, so I don't know. We gonna see. Quote, my purpose and my mission is bigger than sports, Berry said. I'm here to represent those who died due to systemic racism. That's the important part. That's why I'm going. That's why I'm here today. Oh my God. Okay. So these people that are obsessed with so-called systemic racism. Again, this is my question. Why is it that you don't confront Joe Biden? Joe Biden, the guy that you all support. Why don't you confront him on the so-called systemic racism? Okay? Because for as much as you're worried about it, it seems to me that all the policies that they cite as so-called systemic racism, even though they can't point to any real specific laws on the books, they love pointing to that crime bill. I never see them confront Biden about that. I never see them confront Kamala about all the nonviolent drug offenders that she locked up in California. But yet they always want to talk about systemic racism and how they're fighting it. But every time you look, none of them are talking about, okay, well, what about what happened in the 90s with Biden? Why are you not confronting him? Why are you confronting the American people who have nothing to do with the so-called systemic racism, but you won't confront the current president of the United States, whom you guys' policies y'all complain about so much? That's what really blows my mind about the whole systemic racism thing. Okay? That's really what blows my mind. And also on top of that, you're not fighting anything by raising a fist or turning away from the national anthem. Like, what are you doing? This whole raising awareness thing, only thing you're doing is you're just pissing people off. You're just pissing off the people that fund your life. You're just pissing off the people that feed you. That's all you're doing. Which means there's going to be less money and less resources that you're going to have to actually make the change that you say you seek. Again, I don't understand this. So let's read a little bit more here. Berry found it to be no matter a coincidence that she was front and center during the anthem. Unlike the Olympics, anthems aren't played to accompany medal ceremonies at the trials, but the hammer throwers received their awards just before the start of the evening session, which has been kicking off all week with a videotape rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. U.S. track and field spokeswoman Susan Hazard said, quote, "The national anthem was scheduled to play at 5:20 today. We didn't wait until the athletes were on the podium for the hammer throw awards. The national anthem is played every day according to a previously published schedule. On Saturday, the music started at 5:25. And so, while Price and Anderson stood on the podium with their hands over their hearts and stared straight ahead at the American and Oregon flags, Berry fidgeted and paced on the third step. Then she turned away and finally grabbed her t-shirt." Oh my God, guys, I wish there was video of this. I wish I could find video of this, because I can tell she was triggered, okay? She got so triggered. Quote, "They said they were going to play it before we walked out, and then they played it when we were out there," said Berry. "But I really don't want to talk about the anthem because that's not important. The anthem doesn't speak for me. It never has." Okay, great. Then quit, right? Don't represent us at the Olympics. If you really feel this way, if you feel like this country is so bad that you can't even not be triggered by the national anthem, right? You don't have to sing it, okay? You don't even have to put your hand over your heart. Just don't be triggered or disrespectful, right? That's all you got to do. Hey, if you really feel that offended, like I said, why don't you quit, right? Drop out. Don't represent us, because you probably shouldn't be representing us since you don't like our country. I don't know, maybe represent China, right? Go to China and see how they treat black people, right? Go stand for their national anthem, right? You can do that along with Nike, who said they are a brand of China. They're a company of China. So go over there with you and wear your Nikes and represent a country like China or Venezuela or, Canada or Mexico. Just go represent another country. Since you feel like the United States has been so bad to you, I guarantee you, if she went over to China, right, she wouldn't be able to get away with all that. She wouldn't even have the option to protest or to turn away. Okay? She wouldn't have the option. She wouldn't have the freedom of speech to do it. It's crazy how these people don't even appreciate their fundamental rights that they have here. They really don't. Her gestures drew virtually no reaction from the Still Feelings fans, and they were something far less than 2 summers ago when Berry raised her fist on the podium after winning the Pan Am Games. That demonstration led to a sanction, but ultimately pushed the U.S. Olympic and Paramedic Committee to commit not to punishing athletes who raised their fists or kneel at the trials or in Tokyo. It's a potential flashpoint for Tokyo, where the IOC has said it would enforce its Rule 50 that bans demonstrations inside the lines. It's the same prohibition that got sprinters Tommy Smith and John Carlos sent home from the Mexico City Games in 1968. Who, again, you know why the Olympics doesn't allow it? You know why? Because all these countries like Russia and China and all these authoritarian countries, yeah, they don't want their athletes protesting at all, okay? They don't allow their athletes to have freedom of speech. They don't want their athletes speaking out. Okay, and listen, I'm just saying, to say that you this country doesn't represent you, and to say all this and say all that bad about the country. When I'm like, bruh, the fact that you can even say this tells you how great America is and how much you should actually appreciate the country. Price, who became only the second woman in history to crack 80 meters and figures to be going for gold along with the world record, Anita Wazatrix Poland, had no problem sharing the stage with Berry. Quote, I think people should say whatever they want to say. I'm proud of her, Price said. Berry said she needs to get my body right, my mind right, and my spirit right for the Olympics. The women's hammer throw starts August 1st. Yeah, your spirit ain't right, your mind ain't right, and yeah, you definitely want to work on your body because you barely qualified. So I don't know. I don't know. But Berry doesn't think she needs to be on the podium in Tokyo to have the biggest impact. I don't need to do anything sports-wise, she said. What I need to do is speak for my community, to represent my community, and to help my community, because that's more than sports. And little does she know that the best thing she can do to help her community is to stop doing these empty gestures and to represent her country and to show some damn respect. Just make her money and conduct business, and then use those resources to help your community. That's what you should do. That's the best thing that you can do to help your community, right? Empty gestures are not going to help the community. What the NFL did, what the NBA players did, all that did not help at all. That did nothing. What is really helping is all the money that they're getting paid from the fans that watch their games. That's what really helps. And athletes need to realize this. But this athlete right here who's super woke, obviously she doesn't understand. Okay, and she thinks that she has to, get her 15 minutes of fame and glory. And congratulations, she's got that. I low key, wish that she would just drop out and not represent the USA if she's gonna do gestures like this and talk about how much she hates the country, right? Like, come on now. If you don't like the country that much, then why are you trying to represent us for? Just don't go. But she's going to go because she just wants attention. She likes the attention. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.